Alright, and welcome back to the second part of controlling the AI ships for the 1715 mod. In this demonstration, we're going to show how to get your AI or non-playable characters to board a prize ship that's been captured. So in the previous video, we were able to kind of demonstrate a boarding action of how to uh, take over a ship and kill the crew. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you can get your AI players to actually man the ship. So I'm going to take my yawl off my boat here. I'm going to pull it up to the enemy ship, or I guess it's neutral ship now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the yawl right next to the boat, and I'm going to use the enhanced movement and the ace mod to sort of get my AI characters to actually get on board that ship. It's a little tricky and time consuming, but if you bear with me here, I'll kind of show you how it works. One of the disadvantages to the composition is because the AI ship is essentially a sloop that's been attached to a yawl, you'll get this clipping issue. So you can sort of see my yawl here is sort of clipping through the hull of the ship. Unfortunately, that's a limitation of the composition. So whenever you try to board a ship, you kind of want to position your yawl so you're not necessarily in the hull, but next to it. So now I have my position set up how I want it here. I'm going to take one of my characters and I'm going to have them get out of the ship. Oops, wrong button. Great. Now he's kind of floating in the midair. Well, bear with me here. So I'm going to use the handcuffs here. I'm going to use it to make it so I can escort my AI non-playable character onto the boat. So once I cuff him, I'll escort the prisoner. Using the enhanced mod or the access points on the ship, I'll get my character to board the boat, and I'll position my NPC close to one of the cannons. In this case, I have one of my port guns or larboard cannons here. And in order to get my character here to mount this gun, what I'll do is I'll first use the all-in-one deluxe command and control menu. So I'll select my character, so character number 2, pull up the menu, go to option number 3 for vehicle commands, and I'll choose mount. And what I'll do first is I'll select the static weapon. This requires sort of a duplicate action command, but bear with me. But if I select the static weapon first, option number 6, if I'm standing next to the gun I want him to mount, the closest gun I'm standing next to is going to be my 9-pounder naval gun. You can see as option number 1 on the menu. This is the closest gun I'm standing to. I'll select option number 1, and then I'll have to do it again, except this time when I go to my vehicle command, when I select my desired unit, I'll go to mount again, but this time I'm actually going to go to the 9-pound naval gun. You can sort of see that it shows up here at the bottom of the menu if I have my cursor pointing directly at it. And I'm going to have him take the commander mode. Now, in the black powder cannons that I have in this composition that allows the AI to sort of aim and shoot, it's the commander that actually does the aiming and the shooting as opposed to the gunner. So I'll select option number 2, and then I'll uncuff my my character here, and he should mount that gun. So he's walking toward it, and now he's mounted the gun. So I have to do it essentially for each of the guns, which, as I mentioned before, is very time consuming, even more so if you use the frigate, which the composition I made for the 1715 Nassau frigate has, like 16 guns on it, so you can imagine how long they'll take. So for demonstration purposes, I'll mount one on the gun, and I'll mount another as the captain. So again, you have to do it for each gun, and you want to stand and position your NPC close to the gun so that when they are given the order, there's no collisions and they won't end up jumping off the deck of the ship into the water. So it does require some trial and error at first. Alright, I'm going to take my other character here, option number 3, Mr. Horwood. have him exit the ship. Make sure you have him halt position so he doesn't end up running off the ship. And just like I did before, I'll handcuff him. This allows me to sort of manhandle my NPC onto the ship using the escort prisoner option. And in this case, I'm going to have my team member number 3 be the actual captain of this boat. So what I'll do is I'll release him here. And if you watched my previous tutorial video, you might recall me mentioning that there's a yawl that's sort of hidden in the hull of this ship that essentially allows AI to command and move the ship. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to select my character number 3. I'll go to vehicle command just like it did for the cannon. I'll choose mount, except this time instead of using static weapon, I'm going to use boat. And again, since I'm closest to the yawl, in this case it's going to be option number 1, the big ship AI base yawl, 2 meters away. And I'm going to have him mount as the driver. And again, just like I did before, I have to do it twice. So once using the mount command where I use option number 4, and then I have to do it again. Actually, maybe not. Actually, that might only be if I can. Let me see if it works for the ship without having to do it twice. Let me free the character, see if he boards as the guy. And looks like yep, he does. Alrighty, so now he boards the ship. You can see the ship still flying the Union flag. To take it over and hoist my flag, I'm going to choose the hoist flag option in the menu. And now I have control of the ship. Undermanned, as you can see, just one guy manning the cannon as well as the captain. But now I have AI commanded this boat. So now I have 2 ships. The ship I was on originally, as well as this prize ship that I just took. So now I'm going to show how you can actually get the AI to move around. You can see the winds just off the larboard bow of my prize ship here, but let me see if that's too close to the wind for the sails to raise. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually selecting my captain of my prize ship, member number 3, and I'm pulling up the action menu, and you can sort of see all the actions that he has available to him. Trim sail, cut sail, lights on, lights off, sail ship, so forth. So I'm going to have him actually trim the sail, see, yep, alright, so he's not directly into the wind, so he's actually hoisting the sails. And I'm going to have him move the ship to a direction here. So now I'll see him if he can move. And there's a couple of ways you can give commands to your AI. I just used the generic map that was originally in Arma. You can also give them commands in the all-in-one map. This is what I usually use whenever I give AI commands, just for the fact that I can give multiple commands. In fact, he's slowly sailing off right now. Doesn't look like it because he's moving so slowly initially, but it takes a little bit of while for the AI ship to build up momentum. And he's slowly drifting off. The speed will increase here in a second, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel that move and give him commands here in the other menu option here. So let me just give him a couple waypoints. Confirm. Alrighty, and now my prize ship should start sailing off. Conversely, you can also give your captain the follow command, and he'll follow whatever position you're in, depending on what formation you give him. That way he can sail in formation. But in this case, I'm going to have him go his own planned route. I'm going to get back to the yawl that I was originally on in the beginning of the video. And let's see my prize ship sail off here. And that's essentially how you take over a ship. Again, if you want to man all the cannons, you'd essentially have to take each of your AI team members and load them one after the other into each of the cannons. It can take some time, but again, this mod isn't the arcadey type where it's fast action. This is more deliberate, uh, uh, sort of taking over a ship. And imagine in real life, it's probably not an immediate affair. Alrighty, and now my ship's sailing off in the sunset. I'll go ahead and hoist my sails here and see if I can follow him. Against this is an AI ship. The weather mechanics or the wind mechanics don't apply to it, so you can see he's actually sailing directly into the wind, as denoted by that little icon right there. Whereas the ship I'm on right now is player controlled, so this is sailing under the wind mechanics of the original 1715 mod. So if I want to sort of pull up aside my new ship here, I'm going to have to tack. So I'm going to do a starboard tack here. So full right rudder, and I'll see if I can pull aside him. And the AI yaw that ship's attached to, the speed is comparable to the speed that you'll have in the original ship, so that way you can have somewhat even terms whenever you're playing. So now I'm kind of coming into the wind. I'm going to have to cut my sail here. Hopefully I built up enough momentum to complete this tack, but we'll find out here in a second. Hopefully I don't go in irons. And as I mentioned before, if you didn't want to give them waypoints through the original menu or the all-in-one command menu, you can also have your AI member follow your formation. So I'm actually going to do that right now. So I'm going to cancel my original waypoints, and I'm going to give him the order to follow me. So he should do a turn here and come about, start sailing in I believe I have a wedge formation by default. So when he comes around, oh, actually no, column. Let me change that to, actually we'll keep column. Yeah, almost completed my tack here. And I've done scenarios where I've taken up to like 4 or 5 ships and had a nice little fleet going on. But again, the more characters you have, the more time consuming it is to take over ships, since you have to essentially carry over each of your members one at a time. But if this is a multiplayer scenario, if you have a couple of friends you're playing with, it probably would take a little bit less time. But either way, that's a quick little demonstration, or maybe not so quick, of how to command and take over a prize ship. Alright, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment.